Hi guys, I'm Dave Schade, Director of the Division of Ag, and Rob Carter. We're back again. We are sorry about the 20-minute delay. Had a meltdown of the technicalities. So we're going to run the pictures again. There's a great soundtrack that goes with this. The staff put it up. Unfortunately, we can't quite figure out how to make that work today. So we're going to go through that and show you the pictures again. Hey, go to our Alaska Grown page and watch this little video. It is pretty awesome. The staff put this all together. Like I said, this is a great representation of agriculture we have around the state. And what's really cool about the pictures as you see it is it's a diverse group of people, a diverse group of products. You know, we have aquaculture, we have traditional culture, we've got the flowers, we got the farmers markets, we got the distilleries. It's pretty cool about all the things we have in Alaska agriculture. So as you're seeing this, you know, the one thing I do want to mention is, you know, we've been trying to find the right time slot for this with our busy summer schedule and that. We're going to try to do them noons on Thursdays. I think maybe that should be a little easier for our staff to be able to work with this. And hopefully that helps the people when they're in doing their quick lunch break from being out in the fields. They can look in and we can talk about the different things we're doing. So, you know, our job, what we're trying to do is support the ag industry. And you know, these are tough times. We are very well aware of all the issues that are going on nationally. I think I have 6 different meetings that I have to be on the phone every week just to try to keep track of what's going on nationally, COVID-related food supply, and what it's going to impact on our markets. So, guys, we have COVID on our webpage. You know, when things are updated, we're going to let you know. We're going to, you know, use our Division of Ag Facebook page, which we have now up and running, and it'll also be for our marketing things on our Alaska Grown page. So, guys, you know, go and like our new Facebook page because when we're trying to build up the non-market items over on our direct page and that. So, you know, what we're going to try to do here is, you know, take a little time. I know we're you know, basically at closing time, but we're going to go ahead and take 15-20 minutes and run through what the division's doing. We'll post this, and then you know, if we have questions in that, we're going to be able to you know, we can always come back every Thursday and answer questions in that. So I'm going to try to get this up and running so I can see your chat as we go. And with that, any opening remarks, Rob, while I get set up?
You know, just again, I think this is a good overview of bring your lunch since it's 12, you know. That's what I will say. Bring your lunch to these now, before they were a different time. Now I'm hungry.
Yeah, it's good. And I did see that Travis asked him, we asked some questions, and absolutely put the questions on your comments page here, and we'll do our best to answer them. And you know, guys, I always say, if I can't answer it, if Rob can't answer it, we usually can go find the guy or the gal that has those answers. We have resources around the country, and you know, sometimes we are dealing with issues of pests and bacteria and things that are imported into the state, and some of that's real challenging, and we have experts that can tie in with all the rest of the experts. So what does the Division of Ag to do? You know, Rob and I and the team have spent the last year, we looked at, okay, how do we take the Division of Ag into the next 20, 30 years? How are we using technology? How are we up to speed on our ag practices, and how are we doing what we do? We're really unique. We're somewhere between 50 and 100 years behind in development. I mean, we still are developing ag land. You don't find that in other places if you're not in a territory, and maybe a few places in Hawaii, but I'm not aware of anybody that has a land sales marketing program. I think we've got the only one. So what do? We do ag inspection and market services. We do our land sales. We do plant production and environmental services. That's our PMC. That's what a lot of what Rob does. You know, he's an all-around hand and helps us over here as well, but he has a 400-acre farm to run on top of all the other duties that we do. And then, of course, administration and support. We do a lot of money moving. We handle grants, and we work with the USDA a lot. So under administration as the director, I run that part of this and that. So if we can kind of move through this, John, we're going to give a rundown and see if you can. So marketing, you know, our marketing is based on Alaska Grown. You know, you guys have all heard Fresher by Far and all the different things we're doing. What are we doing this summer? You know, we're going to be back out doing promotions for the farmers markets. We're going to be doing our $5 challenge in the grocery stores. What we can do to help people understand we need to buy Alaska grown this year. We're going to do some shows maybe, and you know, I'm going to try to get somebody in from the university to talk about how do we can and how do we use the products as we grow them so that they're available this year. So go to the farmers market, buy some of these things that can be blanched and frozen. You know, you don't just have to do it today. Federal grants, you know, we're really moving along on our grant programs. Our specialty crop brought grants, we had $257,000 this year allocated. We've got 7 grants that we have selected and proposed to the USDA. And so hopefully the USDA by fall will give us an approval on those. 6 of them are out into the private sector, and 1 is an internal project that maybe we can leverage some federal funding to help with our gap audits for our smaller producers. So there's some innovative things that we're working to do through the grants. And the last grant, I keep getting asked the question is, hey Dave, when's those micro grants coming? We have $2 million allocated to us to do micro grants, and when that comes to pass here, probably I'm looking in July, we might be able to get that money, Rob. So then we'll probably do a presentation on how that's going to be. Those are $5,000 individual grants, $10,000 for groups. They can be aggregated. So we're going to talk about what the priorities that AMS, the Ag Marketing Service, has given us for our allocation. You know, then we have a possibility of up to another $12 million that we might be able to get for that program. So we're going to start off with priorities and work through that. So that's kind of cool. You know, we do domestic and international market development with our work with Schade. Amanda's been working on virtual international market development because we were planning on going out and doing some trade missions in and out from our Asian markets and to Great Britain, and those kind of got put on hold. You know, we work with everybody to make sure you're getting into retail, direct-to-consumer and institutional marketing. Between what we do with what the university does and the Farm Bureau Farmers Union, we're all going to work as a team to make sure that people are moving forward. And of course, what's really important is to make sure that between DNR and DEC, we make sure we have food safety as you know, from starting at the farm, at the farmers markets, in the retail markets, and that's part of what we do, is making sure that the products are produced safely and presented safely to the public. So next slide, please. Inspection services. You know, one of the things we're really proud of is we do, on behalf of the USDA, provide the inspection services. So we do certifications for forest products, about 90 million a year. We go out and we make sure that these products are out. We're doing peonies, we're doing yurt log exports. You know, pretty much if you have an ag product and you need to export it, you come to our folks. We can make sure that you get the right paperwork, follow the right protocols, because what's important as we do that is to make sure we're meeting the incoming country's requirements. It's not our requirements, it's making sure we keep you in good standing with the importing country. You know, that's really, really important. We do food safety audits, and that's where we're helping you get into the retail markets by making sure that you've went through, we've got you through the process, and USDA has signed off that you have safe products that, and if you want to sell into the retail chains, that's a requirement. You know, it's really important, good agricultural practices. We talk about that, and you know, there are some of these terms that actually have specific meaning. We'll help you make sure you understand, and if you get really big, then we go into FSMA and some of those things to where DEC will make sure you get the other certifications. It's really important, you know, believe it or not, we've had some scares on plant health this year, Rob. As you know, we've got some insects that got into the fir trees in Juneau, the Balsy adelgid. That's really kind of problematic we're going to do. And we've had some scares and some bacteria and some things in tomatoes that could get out. So, you know, we've been working with the USDA, and we're making sure that we keep what is being imported in this state safe. So, you know, we work with everywhere from Customs and Border Patrol to make sure that we keep things safe, USDA and others. Next slide, please. You know, and you know, it's really, really important as part of our Alaska Grown marketing program is to make sure we have the high quality grades of our products. And so, you know, we do USDA grading, inspection, and certification. And I know you don't see us out in the stores and in the markets a lot, but we have a couple new inspectors in training. And so don't be surprised if you have a Division Ag inspector come around this summer and make sure that we help see to it that the grades are being met. If you say you're doing Alaska Grown #1, we can help make sure that it is. And if you got questions, reach out to us and we'll make sure that that happens. We also go around on behalf of the USDA all around the state and do country original labeling. We do those audits and inspections. So we go all over the state and go in and make sure that, you know, what's being sold in the store to the customer is really what is being sold. And you know, being an Alaskan and going outside and seeing things mislabeled, it drives me crazy when they, you know, crab, for example, it's king crab and on the label, and you know it's not. And when I see a small egg in Anchorage, and when I open up and it says large, and I go, that's a small, you know, that's really, you know, not good for, you know, the growing egg industry, believe it or not, we have in the state. So we do potato seed certification, plant quarantine enforcement, shell egg inspections, farm fencing inspections, and you know, we work with some other agencies on our organic certification assistance. We don't have enough organic farms to run a program, so we work with other states to make sure that we get those inspectors and people up to help. So, you know, I know I'm going 90 miles an hour here, but just wanted to run through this briefly, and you know, happy to make sure if we have specific details that we want to go so we got a comment here that can we bring the mic closer, so maybe John, you can turn it up a little bit. So, you know, I kind of talked about pest detecting. We've got guys looking for wasps and slugs and all kinds of other things that can be brought in. You know, we're an international exchange market here. We have ships coming in and out. We have planes coming in and out, and that's been a very big concern. We are a clean state, and we want to keep it that way. So one of the things that I sell when I'm talking to our Asian partners is, you know, we're Alaska, we got clean air, we got clean soil, and we're going to try to keep it that way. So, you know, the slides will be up there, you can read it, but we have great partners at the Forest Service, USDA, Ag Extensions, APHIS, Border National Park Service. Pretty much if there's a federal or state acronym, we're working with them to make sure that we do a good job to keep the native species protected and keep our pests out of the state. Next slide. So, you know, I'm just going to briefly say, you know, we do have a land sales program we do with the Division of Mine, Land, and Water. We have sold 180,000 acres since 2014. We have 2 or 3 parcels that the Division of Mining, Land, and Water will be putting out on the market this year. We are really excited that the bridge for the Nantucket project's probably going to be done late summer, early fall. That's going to get us over into looking at, there's about 138,000 acres, and we're looking at about 50,000 acres of that for agricultural development. So within the next couple of years, we should be able to start moving that project forward. Hey, give Mo a call at 761-3863 if you got questions on land, because your farm plans and that, he's the guy that's going to review them. We'll get them reviewed, we'll get them done, and we'll get them out.
Love the picture.
Yeah, that was at Tractor Day. Mo really loves being out. So with that, I did a quick brief run through what we're doing over here in the Palmer office side. And, you know, I do want to make sure that I give a shout out to Curtis up in Fairbanks. You know, a lot of the work he does is out of the Fairbanks office. And so we actually have a new staff that's going to be assigned up there. So we'll be hiring a new person and building that office up a little more. So with that, Rob, I know we're kind of tight on time, but if you could run kind of through the multitude of programs you guys are doing. And like I said, if we have questions on different programs, happy to do more detail as we go along. So with that, Rob.
Well, quick rundown to not take up too much of your time. We are the Plant Materials Center. We're a component of the Division of Agriculture. We are technically in Palmer, but physically located on the other side of the river in the Butte, Bodenberg Loop. And really for us, we have core programs, our foundation seed program, where we do native grass forb, grain that's been bred and selected over the years for Alaska for feed and forage, as well as utilized for some milling and baking consumption stuff. The focus there is native plants. Majority of that's used for reclamation. Our key focus there is to make sure that we have the seed available for people that are interested in growing seed, to be a seed farmer. We offer a bunch of seed services through our certified seed library to make sure that you meet both state and federal labeling requirements to offer seed for sale. And then kind of within that, we do a lot of potatoes. They're switched away from foundation to consider generational there. We do offer Generation Zero seed potatoes for sale. I will say that this year has been a pretty unbelievable year with the amount of seed that's out and available. People are having a hard time finding it. We generally don't sell out of all of our surplus seed that we produce. So if you are interested in a unique variety of potatoes, of the 200 plus that we maintain, first and foremost, we'll push you off to a certified grower in the state that is producing commercially. If it's something that's not available, that you're looking for to produce on your farm, in your garden, we produce those basically on contract. So we offer those in that service sometime in late December, where we accept orders, and then we grow those in a controlled environment for you that next season. So if there's things that are available, if you haven't found them available or can't find them through the commercial markets, please reach out to us and we're happy to help you through that. We are the only certified seed laboratory in the state, as I said, so if you're trying to meet your labeling requirements, want to have a seed identified, make sure that seed you're planting doesn't contain noxious weed if you've imported in the state, reach out to us and we can get you get a sample into the laboratory and get that processed and give you the results back. A lot of our plant technology is for seed cleaning and conditioning. Again, trying to take field run seed and get it into a process or a product that's able to be marketed, clean enough, true to type, meets all of the labeling and requirements for that seed to be offered for sale or even transported within or out of the state of Alaska. So we have had a horticulture program over the years. We do traditionally try to trial varieties of certain crops, vegetables, berries, tree fruits, small fruits and berries, kind of better, I guess, in encompassing those all. And it really has been grant funded for majority of the projects that we have had. We take advantage of the Division Specialty Crop Block Grant Program. We've worked with other collaborators, the university, the Trunk Road Farm, Fairbanks, right. NRCS, and a bunch of other folks out there to identify needs of industry, and so we kind of run that every year. Go to our website, you'll see some of the things that we've done through there. As we continually to produce seed, we're always evaluating new native seeds for reclamation and revegetation uses around the state, from the green stuff you see sprayed on the side of the road to the mine sites and the pads around on the North Slope. So we're continually evaluating new species to be selected and released out for seed production and eventual sales. Again, with a lot of that focus being on reclamation and revegetation. We spend a significant amount of time doing, for a lack of better words, recommendations and consultations to other state and federal agencies, to private industry, to landowners that are looking to reclaim or revegetate a disturbed site, to make sure that the seed's used and is going to be successful in your planting, that your soil is going to stay in place, your water is going to be clean, and you're going to meet any requirements of a project that you're working on. New to this, really this year, is our industrial hemp program. It's been really in action since about April 4th, and where we started accepting applications. We're processing those applications, I'd say, quite readily as they come in. At this point, we have a significant amount of questions and registrations that are pending and processing, but what we're really focused on right now is educating the interested parties that want to grow, produce, or process industrial hemp or industrial hemp products, educating people on what the federal and state requirements are, and getting them in line with our rules and getting them into the program. So if you are interested in producing, processing, or marketing, or currently marketing industrial hemp products, again, get on the line, shoot us an email at industrialhemp@alaska.gov. We'll help you work through the process to get your products endorsed, get you to be a registered retailer or a grower, and start building this hemp industry is what we're really focused on right now. Again, there's through our state law and through the federal program, and we're still currently running under the 2014 Farm Bill, you can be a producer, a processor, or a marketer of industrial hemp, or a retailer of industrial hemp, as long as that you're registered under that state program. There will be some changes in 2018. Those may come in effect somewhere in late October of this year, and we'll work through that process with the feds as we get there. But again, if you're currently offering for sale industrial hemp products or industrial hemp based products, those products do need to be endorsed. You need to be a registered retailer through our program, and I think it's a pretty simple process, and we're willing to help you. So if you have any questions, please again reach out to us.
Yeah, so let me, just emphasize here, folks. You have to be registered. It is not legal to be selling this. And we're not the only agency that has regulatory authority. So we've already had some folks that have been told they can't sell due to licensing under DEC because they didn't have authorized products in the store. And so you have to get in and get your product endorsed and registered. I can assure folks that come August, if you're not registered, the penalty for 1 day is more than the application fee. So I think it'd be a lot smarter to pay the $400 to be a retailer than to pay the $500 fine when we come in and find you without having the endorsement sticker. So while we're not out there actively looking for people, if it's brought to our attention that we have product, and Rob, what I worry about is somebody that gets bad product, right? And that's what's going to cause major enforcement to go real fast. So we're still trying to get people up to speed. We're trying to help people understand what they need to do. But about the time we have bad product in this state or that, then everybody's going to get real serious about enforcement. So just the warning, guys. It has been illegal for years to be selling this. Now we're giving you a legal avenue, and so enforcement is starting. And it's not just, again, the Division of Ag that's going to be out there. There are other programs that require this to be product that is past the safety test.
Sure.
And that's, anything to add?
I think the focus on that for people is that we really want to see this industry develop, and the safety for the producers, the processors, and the marketers, as well as the consumers, is the #1 driving factor behind this. Having products out there that aren't currently tested to the requirements that we feel professionally are adequate for a product to be available and used as a wellness product. We know they're out there. We know there's tons of them. We deal with other states on a daily basis and see the difficulties that they have with enforcement, with labeling, with the quality of the products that are being sold. And I think that as long as we can run through this process and that we can allow people to become registered, get a good certificate analysis and testing done on the products available, we can really build an industrial hemp industry in Alaska. We can protect our market and make our market more valuable on a national and worldwide level through this registration and through this process.
Right. So we worked really hard. Rob and his team have worked really hard to make this a go. And so, we're definitely going to need people to
Sure.
engage with us. So
please call us. Please ask us questions. If you have concerns, we're here to work with you. We do multiple of them a day. And like I said, we're working through a significant amount of applications in process right now, and making sure people understand what our rules are, what the federal rules are, and then of course what other rules in the state that you have to follow to make sure that that we're making it easy on our sister agencies, and of course they're doing their job to protect the consumer as well. So we'd appreciate if you have any questions, if you're dealing with industrial hemp, to reach out to us and we'll help you work through that process.
all right, thanks for letting me add in there, Rob.
So from us, I think really besides that, for us it's a pretty traditional year. I would say this is more closely of a traditional summer for us. We're busy planting, we're filling greenhouses, we're getting fields cleaned up, and of course from our invasive program, we're out doing a lot of validation of some of the applications. that we've made to water bodies in the state controlling Elodia, surveying some roadsides for some invasive populations that we know about, and making management plans for this season. It's going to be pretty busy, and I think summer's going to come along for everyone. If you do happen to find a lake or a water body that you feel that may have an invasive plant in it, please reach out to us so we can get that on our list to survey. And other than that, happy summer, happy growing. I hope you're planting a lot. I hope you're not watching this and you're out busy planting.
Yeah, and so, we really wanted to thank, Dan came in and gave the presentation, and we got a lot of positive feedback, and so, some people going, hey, what about this, what about that? That's what this is all about, for us to get the feedback. So, if you're having trouble with your marketing, if you're having trouble with what you're growing, disease-wise or otherwise, hey, we've got a team out here, and between what we do, what the university does, our other sister agencies, we can make sure we support, the agricultural industry. We recognize that, COVID has made this really tough times. On a national basis, markets are down, it's tough, there's disruptions. It gives us some opportunities actually for local grown, and so we're gonna try to use those opportunities to, help feed the state of Alaska. So with that, sorry about the technical difficulties in getting started. Hopefully we can continue these. We're gonna try for Thursdays at noon for a while and see how that works for folks. And check out John's kind of lets everybody know what the subject is a few days before, and we're working on some technology so where maybe we can get presentations from around the state as we go, so that folks can kind of see what everybody's doing as we do these. So we're learning to use the technology, and with that, have a great week. Thanks, everybody.